Now, I have the privilege to announce to you this morning that we are establishing a seed grant program, and we wanted to put this in front of you as you move into the conference today so that those of you that are within the university system can be thinking about this and thinking about how you can capitalize upon this opportunity as we have this discussion moving forward. We have two areas of grants that we will be funding in the next 6 months, and monies that we have set aside to fund those efforts, and I want to just briefly tell you about those this morning, and then there will be a session later today for you to gain more information from those folks that will be running the grants program. The two areas, the first is in research and engagement, and then a second grant area that will be in teaching and engagement, again around this broader issue of rural futures. If you can have the next slide. In the research and engagement arena, the goal of the program is to foster the development of multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary work across disciplines of importance and across campuses with stakeholders. So you can kind of see the nature of the idea of these kinds of grants. There are a number of key components that are listed there that reflect that. The multidisciplinary nature, the engagement with stakeholders, engagement with communities may be a part of that, and working across the campuses of the university system as well. Of course, we're hoping that these are seed grants. These are opportunities that we will leverage funding into future funding that will attract to this area as well from these investments. Next slide, please. The grant program we will fund, we've left this flexible to allow the competitive process to determine the best proposals, but we're in the neighborhood of $750,000 that we will put into this grant program in the first cycle. You can see the schedule there that we will try to follow, and that you can learn more about this afternoon in the session later today. So 5 to 10 grants in the neighborhood of $70,000 to $150,000 each. I'm using 5 times 150 to get to that $750,000 kind of funding level. The second set of grants will be in the teaching and engagement arena, and I think we had some comments that went into that direction last night from our young leaders panel that we heard from, where, of course, here we're trying to engage our students and our teaching processes to move toward some of the discussion like we were having last evening. Again, engagement and outreach are significant components of those teaching grants as we move new opportunities for our students into the classroom and beyond. The next slide. This grant program will be in the $15,000 to $25,000 range. Again, both of these are over multi-year periods. You can see the similar schedule there. We hope to let these funds in both of the grant programs early next calendar year, so it's a fairly aggressive timeline for receiving grants, deciding on who will receive those grants, and putting that funding in place within the coming academic year. This afternoon, there will be a Q&A session that will occur in the Garrett room on the main floor of the hotel here. Kim Wilson, Kim, you're up front here somewhere close, I think. Where's Kim? She's up and back over here. Kim Wilson and Alan Moeller, who I saw somewhere in the center here, in the back here, from our office in I&R, will be in that session to address questions for you and to give you further details about these grants programs. So we wanted to put that in front of you, have an opportunity to be thinking about that as we move through the conference today and tomorrow. We have a really great program for you this morning and this afternoon, remembering last night that we asked you to focus on those 4 things in the forward of your program booklet. In order to be successful with what we're talking about, transdisciplinary, multidisciplinary work is going to be essential. That entrepreneurism and innovation is going to be essential. That it's not all about economics. That it's the whole community, the whole landscape that we're talking about in order to be successful. And that stakeholders are going to be key and important if we're going to be successful in such a venture. The program that you'll see today follows those kind of themes. And the panels that you'll hear from will be discussing aspects of those themes and what we need to be thinking about in our discussions tomorrow, when we really get to some focused conversations about how to do this and to do it well as we move into the future. We've got a great kickoff speaker this morning. I'm not going to take away from any of his time. Enjoy the day. Connect, as we said yesterday. Enjoy your time together. We're very glad that you're here. Thank you.